Welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at beautiful Haulover Inlet in Miami, Florida. And as you can tell by these images, it's a rough day. Let's see how our captains fare as they step in the ring and do battle with the inlet. And let's get our competition started as we have a scout stepping in the ring to try and do battle with Haulover, and they wind up stuffing it big time early. They've got this bow full of people. Now, I know a lot of times people do this thinking it's fun. We're going to have a good time going through Haulover Inlet. The problem is, as you continue to take water on, the boat gets weighed down and you start to lose control of the vessel, which can lead to all kinds of issues as you're trying to navigate the inlet. But right now they're leaving the people up in the bow, and man, it is just a wild ride for this crew. And this vessel winds up taking on a ton of water, as we can see on the replay here from the drone shot. And the crew up in the bow is completely drenched. But again, the bigger concern is just the amount of water the vessel takes on. Plus, with the added weight up here in the bow, again, Captain will have a tough time trying to navigate this. Really, he needs to try and get everybody back to the stern, because now we can see they're still continuing to take on water as they work their way out of Haulover, which can lead to, just as we mentioned, a dangerous scene. And our crew looks like they're going to go ahead and go for that infamous Haulover U-turn. But this is where things can get out of hand. As we can tell, the boat's already starting to roll from the weight of the water, shifting around in the vessel as it cuts through the waves. But now as they make the Haulover U-turn, they're going to actually be in one of the most dangerous situations in boating. They've got a weighted down boat that they don't 100% have control over, and they're going to have a heavy following sea, which leads to a situation where it's extremely difficult to navigate the boat. And the vessel, if it hits the right spot, could easily wind up capsizing. As we can see in some of these images, the boat gets pretty close a few times to the gunnels going underwater, and all it takes is that to happen, and things could get nasty, and we could have the vessel capsize right here in the middle of Haulover Inlet. Now, if you ever find yourself in a situation like this, there are a few things you can do to try and improve your chances. One, add a little power to the boat to try and get the bow up to where all the water comes to the back, and hopefully anything on the deck clears out the drains, but it'll also help the bilge pump get the water out. Also, you can redistribute the weight of the amount of people you have in the boat, and you want to try and distribute it evenly. Don't necessarily try and balance the boat out if you find it leaning one way, because if you do that and you put all your people weight on one side and the boat shifts and the water weight shifts to that side as well, you actually increase your chances of capsizing. The only way I would put everybody in one spot is if I was trying to get the vessel up on plane and I needed that extra help of the weight to get the boat up there. But fortunately for this crew, they've got the bow up, they're moving a little bit now, the water's coming out, and it looks like they're going to limp their way back in. But I'll tell you what, this one was stressful enough for me that I'm just going to go ahead and give Haulover the win in this episode. Thanks for watching, crew. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, do some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we've got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.